Oh, food, fashion, and finance. That was the theme of a recent event held by Legacy Retirement Group. More than 80 women were there to listen and learn from Ohio's retirement coach and team. So much was discussed, from retirement strategies and income plans to taking charge of their financial futures. Cindy Reed was just one of those ladies.
They picked such a great place to have it. You know, the Franklin Park Conservatory is one of the most beautiful places in Columbus, and to come see the butterflies and the chihuly and get to have a fun evening with a lot of other ladies and make new friends. It just was a great opportunity.
And Greg is back along with his wife, Kristen, and it seems as though you guys had a pretty successful event going on there. It looked like a lot of ladies turned out.
Oh, it was so much fun, and I got to pick fun at Greg, and you know, there's women in the room. Yeah, a bunch of women in the room. I start to feel my oats a little bit, yeah.
And Kristen, let me start with you then on that note, because this seemed like it was a passion of yours to have this event to really incorporate ladies into that. So why was it that you thought, we need to do something like this?
Yeah, over the years I've just seen, and Greg is passionate about this as well, that the more empowered a woman is, specifically a woman, I feel, about their finances, the more educated they get from their finances, the more empowered they feel. And it just makes them feel more confident overall, because when you get clarity on your money, you know, right, you feel a little more confident that the decisions you're making are good decisions. And women specifically, there's this trust factor that we need to really feel good about who we're working with. And so this puts us in a situation where we can get around them. Questions get asked during the event, which is really, really cool. A lot of people love that. We open the floor for questions. If I start seeing some confused looks on what we're talking about, we just say, hold on, let's stop. Let's answer some questions here. And it's just a really non-confrontational way to get some answers to your questions.
And let me just say this too. We've had so many ladies come into our office in the last several months that truly had no idea what their fees were. They were taking risks way beyond their risk tolerance. They weren't truly being managed well. And they didn't know it, and that was a tragedy right there. So we're thinking, okay, we've got to get information into the hands of ladies so that they can know what their situation truly is. And then, if I believe with all my heart, if a woman is educated they're empowered with all the information, that they're going to make a good decision for themselves.
Yeah, and we're not just talking about single ladies; it's married women too, because more and more we're seeing that not necessarily the finances are kept separately, but the woman is taking a firmer grasp on what it is that they have as a couple, what it is that she might need to do should something happen to her husband, as well as the single ladies that were in the room. So there were both.
And yeah, do you see that as kind of growing in a good way, that women are saying, I want to be more involved than they maybe did in generations past? Because we look back, maybe, your parents, your grandparents, it was never really an issue because the man always kind of kept the finances in order.
Right, and Greg's been in this business for 24 years now, and I've been in the business for 10 years, and I've seen a transition over the last 10 years. The younger women coming in are, they're usually workers, right? They usually have worked all their adult life, whereas 10 years ago, a lot of the women coming in stayed at home. And their main job was being the caregiver of their children in the home. So there's definitely been a transition. And I think more and more women are understanding that it's so important to have a handle on the finances, because women live longer than men.
Right.
And we've talked about that before. Sometimes I think the average is 5 to 7 years longer. And so women really need to understand what it is they're going to have to do for those years when they may be left alone to deal with it.
And the other thing, from 1982 to about 2000, the markets really experienced unbelievable growth. And so those 2 decades really were a great success with the markets. Well, from 2000 to now, we've experienced 2 major corrections where I believe women, the first time maybe thought, well, it came back and we're going to be okay. But after going through it again, I believe women said, you know what, I need to understand more about what's going on with my money and with our finances, and make sure that that our goals are going to be able to be met and not have that fear of running out of dollars.
I quickly want to mention you're probably going to have, you are going to have, I should say, another event if people missed it, right?
Yes.
Is it in the fall?
In the fall. We don't have the
Yes.
date set yet, but
Okay.
it will be in the fall at Miranova.
Okay,
like
and
we
we'll
had
talk
last fall.
obviously
Yeah,
more about it. We'll let
absolutely.
people know as it's coming up so that they can sign up if they missed this one. I want to get to your offer today, Complete Planning Review. This is always a great thing for people to get started and really understand their money.
Yes.
It really is, and we're going to cover the 5 major areas of retirement planning and really delve into where things are slipping through the cracks in this visit. And those that call in today, we'll schedule that visit, but we'll also send out a copy of my book, Winning Retirement, in advance so they can start learning before they ever come meet with us.
All right, get to know you guys. All right, thank you so much.